Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. I look a hot mess. I just dropped my son off at school and about to grab a little Starbucks before I get my day started. It's Friday. It's been a pretty busy week, but just kind of wanted to chat with you all about something that I've actually kind of run into a couple times this week, whether in comments and just kind of talking to even other notaries offline, off Facebook, off social media, just kind of in-person interactions. It's this thing of, it's kind of two questions. It's, is it possible to make $10,000 a month as a notary loan signing agent? And is it easy? And I kind of want to tackle those two things right now. And, from my perspective, but I'll caveat it with the fact that I have not made 10K as a notary loan signing agent. So part of my perspective is going to be limited because I haven't done it. But I will offer my perspective based on what I have experienced and, being in this business for a few months. So it's to kind of talk about this 10K thing. I think it first starts with me personally trying to understand, like, where does 10K come from? Like, where do people get this idea of 10K from? And, I asked myself that question, and maybe it's from, seeing Mark Will's videos with testimonials from other loan signing agents, or, things people are posting in Facebook groups, or, or other YouTubers. I don't know. I'm trying to understand, where does 10K come from, and why is that the magic number? I don't know the answer to that question, but it seems to be, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems and feels like 10K is just like the magic number in notary loan signing agent world, in terms of, like, you've arrived if you've made, once you hit a 10K month. And I get it. I get it. I totally understand. But, I think that 10K a month is, well, one, everyone is not going to hit it. Obviously, I haven't hit it, right? Some people may never hit that number. But I think as notary loan signing agents, we have to figure out on an individual by individual basis what that number is for us. It might be 10K, but we have to figure out what that number is, because it might not be 10K for everybody. In fact, for a lot of people, it won't be 10K. A lot of people are doing this business as a side hustle, part-time, here and there, taking assignments when they can get them, taking assignments when they make sense. So the number is going to be different for each and every individual. And so whatever that number is, if it's 10K or not, I think you just have to ask yourself why. Our goals and our ambitions are as unique and different as our fingerprints, right? Everyone's situation is completely different. So that's why it's important to be ambitious. It's important to have goals, but it's easy to fall into a comparison trap when you're thinking about, oh, I'm not nowhere near 10K, or I'm not making 10K, or I want to make 10K. But you got to be careful of those comparison traps, because the people that are doing it, they're not you, and their situation may be completely different. They may be doing it full time. They may be in an area where business is just that crazy, and there's that much volume. You might not be in an area where there's that much business and that much volume. You might be in an area where title companies don't pay a certain amount, because I would think that title companies in a certain area, they know each other, and they, to some degree, understand what the rates are that they pay notaries from from company to company. I'm not saying foolproof that they're in cahoots. I'm not here with that conspiracy theory junk, right? I'm saying that, you know, when you have competition, you kind of know what their prices are, right? I think that's a good business to know the pricing of your competition, right? I have a friend that owns a hair salon in my area, a high-end hair salon, and it would be dumb to not, as someone that owns a hair salon, not know what your competition is charging and know where your potential clients may be looking, because you want to keep those clients. You want to remain competitive. You don't want to get priced out of the market, right? So it's important to know what your, to some degree or another, what your competition is doing, right? So it would be ignorant to think that title companies aren't doing that with regard to maybe what they're paying notaries, or what their fees are, what their bottom lines look like. And again, this is not conspiracy theory stuff in terms of people being in cahoots to reduce the, you know, or to lower the value or undervalue notaries. I'm not talking about that, right? I'm talking about everyone's area may be a little different in terms of what the potential is, right? So back to what I was saying, I think each and every one of us have to evaluate what that number is, but more importantly, perhaps, than what that number is, why that number is that. Are you trying to pay off debt? Are you trying to buy a house? Are you trying to put your kid through school? Are you trying to help a family member? Are you, you know, trying to maybe start another business, or, you know, whatever? Everyone's situation is different. So everyone's situation, you know, doesn't dictate that they need to make 10K. And that number, 10K, is not the number of success in this business. So you might see that floating around, but that's just not it. 10K is great. But personally, on an ambition level, I have ambitions to make much more than 10K, and not just from being a notary. I mean, I, across my business, have had, you know, 30, 40K months, you know? So it's not, you know, everyone's number is different. That's my point. The other part of the question is, or the other half of the question that I get is it doable? And somebody specifically asked me, was it doable in my state, in New Jersey? And I would say, you know, based on my direct experiences, the average fee has been about $150. You know, some people may have made more, great, but the average fee is about $150 to $175 roughly. And so is that doable? Well, do the math. In order to make 10K a month at $150, you have to do what? About 80 signings roughly, maybe 70 signings, something like that. I don't know the math off the top of my head, but let's make it even simpler, right? To make 10K, I have to do 100 signings at $100 each, right? 100 signings is a lot of signings, and I don't really come across or hear of notaries that are doing that much volume in a month. Maybe there are 100 signings, 25 signings a week, 4 or 5 signings a day, maybe some work on the weekends. It's doable. I just don't hear it that often, you know, but, you know, and $100 is kind of like a signing service level fee, right? It's not really a direct level fee, from what I've seen. But so that's signing services. You would have to do 100 signings at $100 roughly, maybe more, because some signing services will pay a little less, right? But if you're direct, obviously it's easier to perhaps hit that number, because then you're talking about 75, 80 signings, maybe even less, right? Let's say you're in an area where a signing, you know, a direct pays $200 a signing. So you're talking about 50 signings to make $10,000, right? Or 250. You're talking about 40 signings to make $10,000, right? I think my math is right. So, but like I said, from area to area, that would depend. But, you know, that's a really hard question to answer. And I think this is one of those businesses where you just kind of have to get out there and explore it. Now, if you ask me, in New Jersey, can you make $10,000 a month as a real estate agent? All day. right? Because you're talking about closing 1 or 2 deals a month. Maybe 1 deal a month, you can make, you know, 10K just based on our median price point in the part of New Jersey I'm in, which is like $450,000. So 10K a month as a real estate agent is, I still wouldn't call it easy. It's a different business, but it's very doable, even for a new real estate agent, assuming that you have your business together. So I just kind of wanted to make this video to talk about like this 10K number that people are floating around. One, you know, don't get caught up in this comparison trap and thinking that, oh, I got to make 10K, unless you got to make 10K. You know, if you got to make 10K because your life circumstances dictate that you need to make 10K from this business, then you'll probably need to be more direct, or you probably need to go, you know, nurture those direct relationships and build to go completely direct as quick as possible, right? But whatever that number is, you know, I did a video about, you know, how to break down, you know, the amount of income the income potential from this business, being whether you're part-time, full-time, whether you're doing direct business or signing service business. There's different levels of income, but again, everyone's goals are different, and so you have to assess that for yourself. Is it possible? Absolutely. I'll say that again. It's possible. But you know, if your number is 10K, or if your number is 5K, you know, what is the why? At the end of the day, it boils down to what is your why, and then you could figure out, well, this is my why. Now, what's my how? How do I get there? And that's what, you know, my videos hopefully will help you with. Other notary loan signing agents here on YouTube's videos will help you with, you know, a training course. Some of these groups, you know, obviously will help you with that. But anyways, I hope this kind of provides just some perspective into this whole 10K thing, and that, not that you shouldn't take it seriously, but, you know, just do some introspection and figure out for yourself, you know, do some soul searching and figure out what exactly that number is and why, if it's not 10K or if it is 10K. But hope this was insightful to you. This is kind of my morning soapbox, my morning sermon. So hope you guys found this useful. My Starbucks is ready, so I'm about to get out of here. Hopefully I'll talk to you guys later. I have 2 signings today, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I have other stuff to do as well. But don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.